Hi there. What is mind? What is yourself? Definition of yourself. What is real? What is the connection with all this? Let's start with the mind. What is mind? Mind is everything. You, me, them, trees, mountains, gods, hells and heavens, universes, planets. Everything is the mind. Everything. Every form that we can possibly think of and not think of is the mind. Everything that we don't even know about is the mind. Mind is everything. So what is yourself? Definition of yourself. Yourself is just a form. One of the many innumerable number of forms that mind creates. An empty form that then gets attached to and invested into and becomes a false reality. And what is real? The mind. The only thing that is real is the mind. There is nothing else that is real. So most of the people live their lives, so-called lives, attached to things that are not real. Living in a dream, from a dream to a dream, from a dream to while sleeping, where everything seems real and feels real, but it's a dream, to a dream in a wakeful state where everything seems real and feels real, but it's another dream, to finally deep sleep, where we are not conscious, but where we are much closer to what is. And during the wakeful state, there are all these tiny periods in between the thoughts that we sort of merge into the what is, into the pure mind. What a hilarious state of affairs, isn't it? It can be all remedied, it can be all put right if we just sort of adopt the right attitude. And I think that we actually should. I think that this is not something that should be left to monks and monasteries and so-called gurus. And I think that this is something that sort of touches deeply each one of us, unreal forms and creatures who grapple with this unreality and struggle with it all the time. If we were just to allow ourselves to know what is true and then sink into this that is true, because it is so readily available, it is just here, it is just now, it is just here now all the time. We just need to see it. I think that probably the simplest way of understanding is actually thinking a little bit about the dream. You know, when you dream, when you have a dream while sleeping and everything is completely real. Sometimes people say, oh, the real was more real than the reality. What does that tell you? It tells you that something that is so real, that feels so real, that you experience as in a dream, and you wake up and you say, oh, it was just a dream, it wasn't real, which is the product of the mind, is the same as when you're in a waking state and you're having another dream, which is another product of the mind. Everything is the same. The only thing that is different, the logic is a bit different, you know, the way that the events and things follow each other is obviously different, but it is a creation of the mind. It is the same, created the same way as a dream in while sleeping. A dream while sleeping is created the same way as the dream while being in a wakeful state. Just allow yourself to acknowledge it. Just allow yourself to open your mind enough to let it all in, to let it all sink in. That you're grappling with the dreams, whether in while sleeping or whether while in a wakeful state, you're grappling with the dreams, with something that seems real, feels real, but is not real. And when you're in a deep sleep, when you're absolutely let go of everything, when everything is absolutely empty, this is the pure mind. This is the pure essence, the mind. What is? Nothing else is but that, the pure mind. Absolutely even, absolutely broad, absolutely still, absolutely calm. There are just these tiny, tiny, very slight movements of energy that sort of create these little ripples that sort of are then interpreted as me, you, this, that, whatever, depending on an empty form that is interpreting it, you know. It is really just so simple. If you just allow yourself to acknowledge it, if you just allow yourself to understand it, if you just allow yourself and get away and put away all the fear that might be connected with this allowance, with this letting in of all the things that you would have never ever thought were possible. Just let go. Just let go of all the concepts, of all the grappling, of all the attachments to all these things that are not real. Because what is real, what is the real essence, the mind, the pure mind is just so much more of everything that you could ever, ever, ever wish for. Beyond the words, because it is beyond the words, it is beyond the conceptual thought, it is beyond the time and space. But it is the only thing that is. The mind is the only thing that is real. What is real? The mind is real. The mind is everything. And what is your self? Definition of yourself is just an empty form created by the mind. Allow that to sink in. And once you really let go and you sink into it, you're becoming one with it, and the vast empty space opens up with all the knowledge about everything that is, exactly as is. Enough for today. Take care. Bye-bye.